guys, hope you're all safe and well. So we've got another week's of tennis today, and today we're going to introduce you to the backhand. So we've not touched on this area yet, so we're going to have a little look at the backhand, see some basics that we can give you. So again, I want all the parents, young siblings, I want you all involved because you all can get involved with this. And if you're a greenhouse participant of another sport, give it a go as well, because we'll be breaking it down nice and slowly. So let's get going. Okay, so I've got my tennis ball. I'm going to start without a racket for this first section, because I just want you to get the shape and feel of what we're about to do. So the first thing I want you to do is put the ball in your non-dominant arm. Okay, so I'm right-handed, that's which hand I hold my racket in, and I want you to put your ball in your non-dominant arm. Once you've done that, I want you to get sideways on, the way you've been getting on sideways on for the forehand a few weeks back, and just start your racket nice and low behind you. From here, all I want you to do is draw that big rainbow again, and with the elbow nice and high. So same as on the forehand week, we're going nice and low, big rainbow, and just keeping it going there. So again, knees bent, there, release it in front, give it a go. Right, so before we get started on the grip and the contact point, I want us to revisit the forehand side, but on our non-dominant side. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to hold the grip up at the top of your racket, and you'll understand that why I'm asking you to do that shortly. And from there, you're going to take the racket nice and low, and I just want you to play that left-handed forehand or that non-dominant forehand and get used to that shape. So right round, I just want you to keep that shape like you did a few weeks ago. So we'll give that a quick go. So from here, just keeping that shape. One more time. Last one. Okay, so every time, elbow, butt of the racket, just keep that shape nice and consistent. Give that a go. Okay guys, so unlike the forehand where you hold the racket in one hand, on the double-handed backhand you're going to hold it in two. Okay, so I'm just going to get the camera a little bit closer. So the first hand is that chopper grip, the one you use for your volley, and then your non-dominant arm, or hand should I say, is going to go on the grip there. Okay, so you've got a flat racket, knuckle just sticking out to the left, it'll be on your right if you're a lefty, and then that volley grip, chopper continental grip there, and that's the grip we're going to use for our double-handed backhand. So now we've got the grip, what we're going to do is we're going to look at contact point. So you're going to keep that grip that you had, and you might remember a few weeks ago when we done the forehand, we had a late contact, which was number one. Number two was our contact just ahead of our body, which is the one we want. And number three was a contact that was a bit too early. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our racket nice and low with our grip that we've just worked on, and you're just going to stop the racket at contact point number two. So also similar to the volley where you was just punching that ball, you're going to do the same with this contact point on the backhand. Let's give it a go. So you're going to play a forehand up against your wall or whatever area you're working with, okay? So you're going to play your forehand, and then once you've played your forehand, I want you to turn and get sideways on. Remember, nice and low again. And then I just want you to go back and then forwards to contact point two. So nice and low and behind, contact point number two. Let's give that a go. So from here, yeah, so I'm just keeping that contact point just ahead of me at all times. So you can see, even though I'm not following through, I'm still getting a good contact on the ball, which is really important. One more time, so racket low, and just that contact point out ahead of you. Give that a go. Okay, so if you're a family member or a participant that hasn't got a racket at the moment, but you want to stay involved, this is what you can do. So you can pretend to throw your forehand against your surface in front of you, and then get back sideways on, get your arms back like you've got a racket in your hand, and then just come out and try and catch contact number 2. Don't worry if you miss the catch, that's okay, but just try and make sure that the ball and the hands are meeting around that area at contact 2. So from here, throw the ball, and you're going to go out here, contact 2. One more time. Throw the ball sideways on, come through. I didn't get my racket back or my arms back that time, so I'm going to try a bit harder this time. Right back, and contact number 2. Give that a go. So this time, guys, we're going to keep that racket going back. We're going to keep focused on that contact point, but we're going to go back to the start where I was asking you to do your left-handed forehand or your non-dominant forehand, and keep that shape from low to high and being as committed to that contact point 2 as you can. So you're going to start with the forehand, and then from that forehand you're going to get sideways on, racket low, remember knees bent as well, and you're just going to try and keep that left-handed forehand shape or that non-dominant hand shape, elbow nice and high, butt of the racket facing your target. Okay, so we'll give it a quick go. So here, racket back and straight through. So try and balance before you play the shot if you can. There, racket back, play through. Last time. Forehand sideways on, back, play through. Give that one a go, guys. So again, if you're one of those people that haven't got a racket today, then what I want you to try and do is keep that ball going as much as you can, keeping the technique and focusing on the contact point. So you're going to throw the ball forehand first. You're then going to take the racket back, or in this case, your hands back. I want you to contact number 2, so you're getting used to that contact point. You're then going to take the racket back again, or your hands, and then straight through. And then I want you to try and retrieve the next ball so that you're having a go at that, okay? So from here, we're going to go here, racket back, contact 2, racket back again, and big throw. Then grab again. One more time. So there, sideways on, racket back, contact 2. Oh, I've missed it. Luckily, I've got a spare. I'll take the ball back again, and then I'll practice my shape, retrieve the ball, and I'll try and justify my skills this time. So I'm going to throw it forehand, sideways on, contact point ahead, racket back, and straight through. Give it a go, guys. Last one for those with a racket this time. Okay, so this is the last one. What you're going to do this time is you're going to add the forehand. So the big difference here is going to be about your direction that you turn in. So if the ball goes to your left, or I want you to turn to your left and play whatever shot that might be. So for me, it's going to be my backhand. And if it's going to your right, you're going to prepare for the forehand. And this time I want you to keep it going. So keep that balance and that consistency going. And remember, racket nice and low behind you, full committed swing round, contact number 2 on both forehands and backhands. Let's give it a go. Well, forehand. Okay guys, give that one a go. Okay, so this time, if you haven't got a racket again, you're going to go forehands and backhands, exactly what the guys with a racket have just done. And I want you to continue from wherever you've caught the ball. So for example, if I throw my backhand and it goes to my forehand side, I want you to set up, contact number 2, back again, and then play through. And just keep that rhythm going as much as you possibly can. So we're going to start with a forehand feed, racket back, contact 2, racket back again, throwing through, forehand, coming contact 2, racket back, it's gone back to my forehand, contact 2, Back to my backhand, contact 2, racket back, and throw. Give that a go, guys.